Hello everyone and welcome to Storytime with me, Miss Anna. Lovely to have you all here. Today's story's got a message. And I'm not going to tell you what the message is because I think the message for you and the message for me might be a little bit different because we are different. So have a little listen. I hope you enjoy it. The title of the book, the name of the story, The Whale Who Wanted More. And the author is Rachel Bright. So she's the lady who wrote the words, the story. And she asked Jim Field to be the illustrator. And look at that. Look at that lovely drawing. So beautiful, so lifelike. Let's have a listen. The Whale Who Wanted More. Under glittering waves of a vast ocean blue, a beautiful world is hidden from view. And there, in the cool and the quiet of the deep, a great gentle giant was stirring from sleep. With a hubbub of bubbles, he opened one eye and let out a long, lonely, rippling sigh. Does he look angry? Does he look happy? Excited? No. He looks a bit down in the dumps. Bit sad, doesn't he? I wonder what happened. For when Humphrey awoke, he remembered his quest, one that pulled at his heart and pressed at his chest, a life-longing search for, he didn't know what yet. He just knew it was something he hadn't yet got. So there is Humphrey, the whale, and he knows he's looking for something, but he doesn't know what it is yet. He'd rifled in shipwrecks and rooted through treasure, scooped pretty shells which he'd polish for pleasure. But whether his haul was enormous or tiny, the next day it just never seemed quite as shiny. So Humphrey is collecting all of this treasure here. And whilst he's doing it, he's so excited. He's getting all these things and he's making them nice and shiny. And then he puts them away. But the next day, he's just looking for more things to make shiny. So he never felt satisfied. That was for sure. And no matter what the bounty, he just wanted more. Looks like he's carrying all of this stuff with him as he's moving through the ocean. Oh, he is. Look at that. Oh, look at his face. Oh, my goodness. But the more he amassed, the more lonesome he got. He knew it was wrong, but he just couldn't stop. So he drifted without any sense of direction till his wanderings washed him one day to perfection. Oh, he ended up in a place like this. a rainbow of reefs kissed with speckles of sun, where all kinds of critters hung out and had fun. There were glistening fishes, crustaceans galore. There were mollusks and dugongs and urchins and more. The coral was studded with flotsam and jetsam. Humphrey just wanted to dive in and get some. He loved it. I think he thought it was like the biggest treasure he'd ever find. And he just wants it for himself. Meanwhile, on this reef, once a magical home, chaos and trouble it bubbled and foamed, since with so many creatures all crammed in one place, there were too many neighbours and not enough space. Look at their faces. They're not looking too happy with each other, are they? Look at that. They're telling us a story. They all bickered and snippered. They pushed and they shoved, and so did not notice the shadow above, which was Humphrey, except one with a curious stalk of an eye, which luckily always gazed up at the sky. A crab with a quick wit and a brilliant mind. Crystal was smart and eternally kind. "Look up!" Crystal shouted. "Look up and look out! The whale who wants more is out and about." She's warning all the others on the reef, 'cause they too busy fighting. And Humphrey's there to collect things. But all were so busy with one gripe or another, they hadn't got time to look out for each other. So Humphrey, he plunged into the noise of the brawl, to fill up his longing once and for all. "Help!" they all screamed, gripped by panic and fear. But as everyone froze, Crystal's thinking was clear. They don't want Humphrey to see them, so they're freezing. "Whale!" Crystal shouted. "Whale, you must stop!" She yelled it so loud. Look how small she is. Look how massive Humphrey is. She yelled it so loud that she thought she might pop. "You are the whale who always wants more, but what are you really wanting it for?" Well, Humphrey was utterly taken aback. This feisty young crab stopped him still in his track. She's telling him, "You want all these things. Why? What do you want it all for?" He thought very hard for the first time in years as he gathered his voice. So he fought back some tears. "I don't know," whispered Humphrey. I think that my goal was to feel all filled up well, happy and whole. You know, replied Crystal, I think you might find that happiness comes when you're caring and kind. Perhaps, she suggested, with one pincer uncurled, you might have a gift you could give to the world. Humphrey, he hung on her every word, and deep in his soul a melody stirred. He remembered a lullaby taught by his mother, echoed through time from one whale to another. I was given one gift when I was brand new, but I've never had someone to give that gift to. Then he opened his mouth, let go of his doubt, and an achingly beautiful tune tumbled out. He's making a noise. The turtles, they circled. The dolphins were playing. Even the seaweed was dancing and swaying. Humphrey's making music for them. And as harmony touched everyone who was there, they remembered that balance takes patience and care. They'd been fighting and poking and griping so long, they'd forgotten they all sang the same song, the ocean song. Humphrey, he knew then he wanted to stay, as at last all his longings, they had faded away. Look at that face. It's changing. From then, all was rhythm and peace on the reef, for one clever young crab, there she is, Crystal. It was quite a relief. She befriended the whale, who perfected the knack of taking the time to give some things back. Yes, that whale stopped collecting and made a great start at doing the things that filled up his heart, not carrying all this rubbish with him. So perhaps true contentment is not about stuff. Since we all need so little to have quite enough. For me, this story is saying, yes, you can have loads of things. They will give you happiness, maybe for a day, maybe for 2 days. But happiness comes and goes. What's in here is joy, true joy, and that comes from inside, and nobody can do that for you. It comes from yourself. I hope we all find that joy. Have a lovely week and enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.